Godzilla. Okay, guys, listen. As a Godzilla fan, this movie, man, this movie was it. They finally got it right. More than anything, they got this right. Um, epicness, the battles, the freaking amazing Godzilla, and I man, I love the movie, man. I absolutely love Godzilla King of Monsters. It was amazing. For me personally, I loved it. The critical things that people had to say, I don't give a fuck about because honestly, at the end of the day, this is what Godzilla has always kind of been. The majority of the movies have been ignoring the plot was focused more on the monsters, and I think that's where critics are getting it wrong. They think the plot is centered around it should be centered around the humans, but no, the plot is the monsters, and even in this movie, the plot is the monsters. The Titans are what's shaping the world around the humans, but the Titans are what the thing is about. We're literally following the Titans the entire movie. The Titans are it's their movie, just like how Thanos is the technical hero or protagonist of Infinity War. It's not so blatantly put out, and that's one thing I found interesting about this movie. It gave you that dynamic of Godzilla is this anti-hero. Um, yes, he destroys cities and things of this nature, but he does it all in the name of order. Now, will I say that it made the most sense? Probably not to logical human beings, but when's the last time that madness made sense? And humans are very self-destructive. So I can agree that some of the things that she was saying in the movie, which seemed crazy to other people, but if you look at the facts, humans are very self-destructive. We're a very self-destructive race. Eventually, we are going to self-destruct on ourselves, but that's a whole nother discussion for another time. And so basically, the cure is Godzilla and the Earth or the original creators of Earth or whatever there may be, whatever you believe in, because you can't just put a dime on it. Because even they don't really put a dime on it because they don't really know. They just know the facts that they see or the things that the research that they have, which is just research. And I hate how critics are so stupid that they don't understand that research is just research. It doesn't define anything. It just says things. Doesn't define the truth of what it is. And there's certain thing is testing things and a lot of tests they did hypothesize a lot of hypotheses of what might happen with Mothra and the other monsters and what might happen and it is what it is. They tested things on monsters, but anyway, that's another thing. Just throwing that out there for people who don't understand that this movie doesn't have to be the most written thing ever. I came to see Godzilla fucking beat Ghidorah's ass, to be honest, and I loved it. I loved seeing what he did. But anyway, so the movie starts off with, opening up on basically what happened a couple years ago with Godzilla destroying whatever the fuck that city was. so so many movies. Um, destroying the city, whatever the fuck that city was, and after that, it goes into showing us how Monarch has been basically monopolizing on the Titans, or not monopolizing, kind of just taking advantage of the Titans and going out and seeking them out and doing research on them. Then we learn about a woman who is with her child, 11, as people know her, but I can't remember her name. But we learn about her child, and she comes and they come in contact with Mothra, and Mothra is angry, and Mothra is still in larva state. She's very much in larva state, and it pissed me off. People who are supposedly Godzilla fans were saying that she's gonna be a bad guy, and I'm like, have you watched a Godzilla movie in your life? Mothra has never been bad. She's always been the guy, basically a goddess of creation. She is the epitome of good. What do you mean? Like, whatever, whatever, man. Anyway, yeah. So they do that. Next thing you know, they're attacked by a eco terrorist group led by a famous eco terrorist who basically thinks that the Titans are the and this is pretty realistic. In my opinion, I think that most people, if we did have monsters and things in this world, they would actually go out and seek out a way to use those monsters to get their message across to the world, or get their thing across the world. Like, instead of blowing myself up, or sending a message that way, this monster is the message. Life is taking over and taking back what it wants. So, whatever. So the ego terrorist takes the scientist and the daughter, and he basically wants to wake all the monsters up to prove, that you're breaking the world, humanity, you're all stupid, blah blah blah, eco terrorist stuff, Thanos stuff. So they go about doing it, and some far down the journey, the mother learns that this is the only way. So basically, the father of the daughter and the ex-husband of the wife basically comes in, and he's like, I see what's going on here, da 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 da, this is happening, we need to get this stuff done. There's no life before it. There's no way she would do this, stuff like that. And I need to find my daughter and my ex-wife. So, he goes on a mission to help them, and they go and find her. And this is a horrible explanation. I just can't. I wish I could just talk about certain. Oh, you know what? I'm probably just gonna start talking about certain things that I liked. And he goes and finds them, and they follow Godzilla all the way to Antarctica. And Antarctica is where Monster Zero is, or as most of you know, King Ghidorah. I landed horribly on the camera. Fuck you. All right. Anyway, and after that, it just turned into an amazing brawl. They released King Ghidorah, and he pops up amazingly. Three heads out from the snow, yeah, 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 just blowing out the electric beams. And then out of nowhere, as everything seems lost, King Ghidorah ate one of the twins of one of the scientists, and it's just complete madness. All they see is a green glow from behind them popping up from the snow. A beautiful visual. Beautiful. I think they blew all their load on the fucking visuals in this film, because, man. Boom, 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 boom. Godzilla with, oh my God, the updated theme. Did any of you hear the updated theme? Oh my fucking God. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my God. It melted in my chest. And it had a more, like, a heavy bass to it. And I was like, oh my God, I need that. I'm gonna download that thing. Anyway, it was badass. But anyway, see, I'm getting jittery. Oh shit, that gave me chills, man. And it he fucking came through there and just started beating Ghidorah's ass, biting his neck. And in the entire movie, Godzilla was worried about Monster Zero. He wanted to find Monster Zero. So, fuck it, I'm finna find him. And when he finds him on site, it's on site. Godzilla was very much on site. I'm gonna kill you, and that's what it was, man. It was on site. I'm beating your ass, man. And what happened? Godzilla came in and he started beating King Ghidorah's butt, man. And next thing you know, they're fighting, and the humans are getting tossed around, and it's hilarious because you're like, well, you motherfuckers chose to be there, and they end up getting tossed out, and the fight ends up happening, and King Ghidorah ends up getting basically a shift over Godzilla, and it turns into a big thing, and then he ends up tossing Godzilla to the side, and then King Ghidorah runs off, and Godzilla goes after him, and the team is saved by, I think, the Jets come in. The Jets come in and they get saved by that. And after that, the mother and daughter escape with the eco terrorists, because they actually side with the eco terrorists now, because the eco terrorists has persuaded the mother to think the way that the eco terrorist has. The daughter is always kind of like shaky. But the daughter actually ended up saving the dad's life by stopping King Ghidorah, because they're able to control the monsters and actually speak to the monsters, not control them. They're able to speak to the monsters by using an actual wavelength to speak to them in their natural language, as all the monsters speak the same lingo, which is crazy. But actually, very makes sense when they're all giant monsters. That'd be something from the same genus or something. Then they show it to the ship, and the mother's telling them, and mother ended up calling them, telling them, the Earth is infected by the virus known as humans, blah, blah, blah. Earth is made a sent out his white blood cells because we're the rash or whatever. What the fuck she says? She sent out basically we're the problem and we need to be eliminated. So Earth made the freaking Titans, and everywhere the Titans go, there's actual green veggies and Earth actually regrowing from where they grow. So the radiation actually causing that place to spike up. And throughout this call, she basically they try to persuade her, tell her not to do it, but she says she's gonna wake up the rest of the monsters, so she continues to do that. And all this time, King Ghidorah, is flapping his wings, and his wingspan is so high that he literally creates a hurricane. So hurricane's going. They don't even know the hurricane is King Ghidorah at this point. They just think it's a hurricane flying over to where Rodan is and where the Eco Terrors are, but they're not really there. They just set charges there, and the mother ends up blowing the freaking ends up blowing the basement or the place where they keep Rodan, and he's released, and it's just brutal. He flies over the city, and literally it was one soldier holding on to a kid, and the kid just gets whoosh. I'm like, shit, that's fucked up. That's real fucked up. I just killed the kid, man. I just killed the kid on screen. Just like shoot, like nothing, like right, Timmy. Anyway. Yeah, that was brutal. But they saved the mother. Anyway, and yeah, that was crazy. But then, so the team with the father actually decides to. What the fuck? The team with the father. I should cut that stuff out, but I don't really give a fuck. The team with the father. See, the team with the father actually decides to lead Rodan to King Ghidorah so they can fight and give people time on the mainland to evacuate from the city, and that's what they do. They evacuate everyone from. They try to evacuate everyone from the city, while the small team actually goes in and actually distracts Rodan with fighter jets, and they distract them to King Ghidorah, and it's awesome to see that, man. Like the freaking fight that Rodan does with the freaking wings, grabbing them with the hooks, and it was amazing, man. So they get to the thing, whoosh, flying over everyone, whoosh, come to them, throw the thing out. Come over there. They're right here. They're right there. They're right there. Flap, flap, flap. And all I know is boom. Out of nowhere. Freaking King Ghidorah runs in. And they don't know that Hurricane is King Ghidorah. And that beautiful, oh my God, such a beautiful shot. I'm probably going to get that shot framed out or get that shot in general of King Ghidorah flying in the middle, in the eye of the hurricane with the lightning behind him. Oh my fucking God. Such a beautiful visual. But such a epic, you feel the trepidation and the fear in the eyes of the humans as they look up and see what the fuck. Like this small ass ship is in the middle of this hurricane with this big ass monster in the middle of it. So yeah, whoosh, whoosh. He flies, then they fly into each other and they're fighting and next thing you know, the smaller ship with the other soldiers are basically leaving the island and their ship breaks down. And they end up needing to get back into the plane that they're in because they're in a larger ship than the one they're in. Look at us going there. I can't form words right now. Anyway, so they get back in, they try to get back to the ship, but the hangar is broken. So the father ends up going to the hangar and basically fixing it and sending one of the helicopters out and leaving the hangar door open. And whilst doing this, King Ghidorah has beat up Rodan, threw him into the ocean, and he's flying towards him. And out of nowhere, Godzilla whoosh, comes in and basically just fucking ranks him. And down in the ocean, King Ghidorah can't do anything. He can't flap his wings. Godzilla has the upper advantage in the ocean. He's drowning his head, hitting on, biting on everything. And whilst doing that, not whilst doing that, before that, we learned that, humans being stupid as we are, send out a oxygen bomb, which is very much, I think, related to an old Godzilla movie. They did that before. But anyway, they sent out an oxygen bomb. This oxygen bomb is going to strike the monsters and anything else in the area. So they need to evacuate everyone. So that's the reason they were trying to evacuate everyone. I'm just all over the place. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of, very, very reluctant and excited about the movie. So whatever. So bomb hits the monsters. It hit King Ghidorah and Godzilla, but King Ghidorah just whoosh, and one of his heads is gone. Actually, Godzilla it wasn't the bomb that broke off one of his heads. It was Godzilla who actually ripped off one of King Ghidorah's heads. And right before the bomb hit, and when the bomb hit, King Ghidorah rose out of the ocean still alive. Godzilla was actually in the ocean, still barely breathing. So King Ghidorah runs to the mountain to give out his victory screech and awaken the other monsters. And there are other monsters in this movie, and they awaken. And I think this is kind of where I had my little gripe because I kind of wish they used someone like Gigon and um, or fucking Gigon or I forgot his name. The freaking spike thing. I forgot his name. I forget my monsters. Or they showed Kong heading towards the island. That would have been a great thing too. But whatever. Um, but it is what it is. They still had great monsters in there. A lot of good monsters. Oh yeah, they had the spider. They had a lot of good throwbacks, is what I'm saying. So it wasn't just monsters that we didn't know. It was some new monsters, which wasn't bad. It's just it was more monsters that that were new. But it was just kind of actually it was kind of a mix. So let me shut up. Anyway, whatever. King Ghidorah is calling all these monsters around to just destroy shit. So that beautiful shot you saw in the trailer with the wings, whatever, that's King Ghidorah. Doing what he does best, being an asshole. Um, and Rodan basically bows down to King Ghidorah now because he's like fuck it, yeah, I can't do it. You already beat my ass. I'm bowing to you. You beat Godzilla, bowing to you. Um, so because of that, the humans have to find a way to basically stop everything. The mother and the mother and the eco-terrorists find out that they can't control the monsters anymore because they're not listening to their calls. They're not listening to the symphonic wave device or whatever the fuck it's called, and they basically end up being like, this shit ain't right. And the daughter ends up getting a half a mind to leave her mother, so she leaves the mother, use the device to basically try to call the monsters to her instead of destroying the world, or not to her, but to, just separate, go back home, go to sleep. And she does it. She goes to a park, baseball park, and she basically does that. She hooks it up to the stadium thing, and it shoots from a long range. And basically, all the monsters go home, but King Ghidorah discovers it, and he's like, "Well, hold the fuck up! I was calling you all to destroy shit. Why'd y'all stop? You know what? I'm going to this side because he thinks it's another apex predator. It's another king trying to take his place. So he goes to the thing, and during this time, the mother discovers it, and so she takes. No, the eco terrorist allows her to take a car, and she basically goes to hunt her daughter down. Now, the father during this time was awakening Godzilla as the okay, wait, yeah, Mothra actually bursts out from her larva form and comes seeking Godzilla, and she leads the team to Godzilla under the ocean, deep under the ocean, to where they can't even use anything, to a point where it's just plain radiation. And here's where they discover Godzilla's lair, or it's just he actually has an entire temple built to him like a god, and there they discover Godzilla is weakened in sleep, and the Japanese guy from the first movie, amazing actor. Fuck, I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name right now. Crap. Oh, whatever. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Anyway, so they end up delivering a bomb. Basically saying we can give Godzilla a nuke, and he'll be more energized. So that's their plan because Godzilla's asleep right now in order to gain back his energy, but it'll take probably weeks. I think it's months. They said 100 months or something like that. It will take a long time for Godzilla to recover, basically, and it wouldn't be enough time to stop King Ghidorah. So they decide to shoot him with a nuke, and they can't reach Godzilla with the nuke. The nuke can't reach Godzilla from where they are, so they have to we have to get close so he can actually get the energy in the blast radius. So the doctor sacrifices himself, goes in there, and I don't know. For me, I find it so poetic that the doctor all his life has always wanted to be able to get close enough to Godzilla, and now he's the closest he wants to be. He doesn't care about dying from the radiation from being this deep down in the ocean, being that close to that much radiation. He already knows he's gonna die, so he drops the nuke. He pops it on. He goes to Godzilla. It's such a touching moment, in my opinion. And he touches him, and Godzilla stares at him with the most friendliest, but at the same time most intimidating stare. as if to say, "It's all right, friend. Thank you." And he is in awe at the fact that he sees Godzilla and is able to touch him. That's like a fan's dream to actually be able to be Godzilla's friend, I guess, to be around Godzilla or touch him at the least. You're touching the king basically. So explosion happens. Godzilla rises from the ocean, goes straight to the city where he is, where King Ghidorah is, and the father heads there too, and the daughter is basically getting hunted by King Ghidorah, and she's doing what she can for her life, and then out of nowhere, Godzilla shows up with the jets and the boats, and I'm skipping out a lot of stuff because I still want y'all to see the movie, uh, and it's a spoiler thing, but if you I'm gonna put up the spoiler thing before the movie starts. So you know, I was checking something. Anyway, so basically they end up fighting and Godzilla ends up kicking his ass. And the mother and father end up finding the daughter in the house because she ran away from the fight, ran into home, and they lived in the place that they were fighting at. And they went into the house and they found the daughter in the tub, which is probably one of the smartest things in the world, because they tell you if natural disaster happens or anything like that, get in the tub, which is weird, but the tub is very safe. Just the weirdest thing to me. But yeah, he gets in the tub. She gets in the tub, flat faced. She's not asleep. She's not dead either. I think she was basically knocked out. The house fell in on her, but she was safe in the tub. So anyway, she gets in the tub, feeling good. They wake her, and they all head for the Jeep. Then the mother comes over, and she's basically like, "Oh well," but Godzilla's beating. But let's get back to the monsters. Godzilla is beating King Ghidorah's ass, but out of nowhere, King Ghidorah calls in Rodan, and Rodan comes in. And wait, no, Godzilla and Mothra are actually beating King Ghidorah's ass, and they're comboing his ass. They're boom, and Mothra is blinding them and swiping them, and then out of nowhere, Rodan sweeps in out of nowhere and stops Mothra, and they fight off in the side. And that was before all of this, but I'm just kind of everywhere right now. The movie isn't everywhere, but I'm everywhere right now. But yeah. So out of nowhere, it's a big battle. What is this? Anyway, it's a big battle between these four behemoths, and it's just everywhere. And King Ghidorah, no, Rodan is actually getting in Mothra's ass, but Mothra is backing up, and out of nowhere, Sting hits him with a stinger out of nowhere, and right through here in the wing, and Rodan falls down. I think paralyzed or hurt, one of the two. So Rodan is out. Now she has to help King Godzilla, who is getting his ass beat by Mothra. No, King Ghidorah. Shit, see, I'm gonna twist it up. Anyway. She helps out Mothra helps out King Godzilla and ends up dying in the process. And during that, she gave her energy to Godzilla, which if you're a fan of Godzilla, Mothra isn't really dead. She never really dies. She's easily resurrected. She's always been easily resurrected. So she ends up coming out, and she's like, "Oh, what? No, the mother ends up staying while the father and daughter leave." And the mother basically builds a symphonic wavelength because it was destroyed by King Ghidorah earlier. But now she builds a new one from the parts that she already had. They built a new one from the part they already had. And they lead Godzilla away. And she leads Godzilla away. King Ghidorah away. She leads King Ghidorah away. So, work with me everywhere. She leads King Ghidorah away. And you're probably wondering why I'm not remember the human's name because they're not the fucking kaijus. Anyway, she leaves King Ghidorah away, and they go basically back home. I'm not home. She leads him into the city, and King Ghidorah basically stops the car, but he ends up I think shooting her or stomping on her, one of them, or eating her. I think she was 8. But at this point, Godzilla has awakened, and all you hear it's another thing you hear. I can't remember what point you heard it, but it's another amazing thing they remixed. Anyway, Godzilla appears as Burning Godzilla, as the nuke they gave him really overcharged him with energy. So Burning Godzilla comes in, doom, 1 foot, energy wave, whoosh, sets King Ghidorah ablaze. I think wipes out these two. Then out of nowhere, poof, wipes out the next one, and then the final freaking thing you see, freaking Godzilla stomps on freaking King Ghidorah's chest and roars and big explosion destroys the entire city. Then when you awaken and you think it's King Ghidorah rising from the thing, and then it's freaking King Ghidorah's head. What the fuck? It's King Ghidorah's head in freaking Godzilla's mouth. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it's King Ghidorah's head and Mothra's mouth. What the fuck? It's King Ghidorah's head and Godzilla's mouth. Jawan. Anyway, it's King Ghidorah's head and Godzilla's mouth, and he does an atomic breath with King Ghidorah's head in the mouth and just obliterates his head. Oh my god, such fucking cool. And then you see the other monsters come in and they all start to bow to the real king of the monsters. Now here's my question: what the fuck is Kong gonna do? Because he needs to grow, like, because King Godzilla's like fucking big. So yeah, that was King of Monsters, and I think it ended with a Kong stinger. I think them being ancient enemies. So yes, it was fucking cool. Fucking amazing, dope, really dope. I say go see it. Don't worry about what the fucking people say. You go judge for yourself. Have an opinion for your damn self. You know, don't even let me sway you if you really don't believe it. But I say go see it for yourself because it's worth it. You know, determine your own opinion. My opinion was it's cool. But yeah, guys, this has been my my Godzilla thoughts and things. I would love to just like be able to watch that on YouTube or something with you guys. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, gotta love Godzilla, man. Gotta love the King, man. Yeah. Post your comments down below. Subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.